It's past your bedtime, Buster. You don't feel like sleeping any more than your daddy, do you? You know, Al, I had a lot of dreams. And one of those dreams was to leave you the Holden Towers someday. But now with all the devastation going on because of this virus, I think you can pretty much kiss your legacy goodbye, kiddo. Tell you what, you stay here, you be king of the castle. Looks like it's the only one you're ever gonna get a shot at. Coming! Megan.
Max, hi. I heard about the disaster at the hotel, and I called to see if you were all right. They told me that I could find you here with Al.
They were right. We're in the middle of something important, so if you don't mind.
Max, please, I'm really sorry about everything that's happened. If there's anything I can do to help.
You want to do something? Why don't you just turn around and go back to your brilliant career? I'm playing with my son. Close the door on your way out.
I know it's after visiting hours, Gabrielle, but I wanted to see...
Well, come close. You don't have to tiptoe. I'm perfectly all right.
Perfectly all right. You look fully recovered.
It's a miracle, I know.
Yes.
And I owe it to you. You saved my life.
Well, I wouldn't go that far,
Oh, don't be so modest. If it wasn't for your magic drug, I wouldn't be here. So tell me, what was it? What was the secret ingredient?
Dr. Michaels to ER. Dr. Michaels to ER.
What are they doing in there? I mean, that girl has been in the emergency room for an hour now.
I know. I'm worried about her, too, but I do think we've done all we can.
Bringing her here in an ambulance from an abandoned building that she called home. Well, I'll tell you, Vicki, if that child pulls through, I'm going to make sure that... Vicki.
I'm sorry. God, I was thinking about all the things that have happened today. We were so close to finding out about Nikki's past. We found out where she worked, where she lived. We even met a friend of hers. But as for her daughter, my daughter, we're right back where we started.
Well, maybe it isn't as bleak as you think. I mean, you yourself said we took a couple of steps forward tonight.
Yeah, for every step forward, we took another step backwards. I have followed every single lead, and I have come up empty-handed. And right now, I don't know how much more I can stand.
There is no secret ingredient.
It's all right, Michael. I'm not going to tell anyone, and I haven't told anyone, but look at the wonderful recovery it helped me get. Surely we can't keep it a secret any longer.
You're making too much out of it. Now listen, there's only one person and one person only who's responsible for your recovery, and that is you.
Well, I appreciate your confidence in me, but I also remember how ill I was. And no amount of self-confidence and will could have done this without your magic medicine.
Medicine? Gabrielle, I am hardly a doctor.
All right, then what was it? And you can't make me believe that it was something that your mother cooked up.
That's exactly what it was. My mother has been fascinated all her life with alternative methods of healing. She has a tremendous garden, and she's always experimenting with herbs and essences.
Well, then, your mother deserves the Nobel Prize. But we ought to give her recipe to Dr. Wallet, because there are other people in this hospital suffering from the same virus, and they need the cure.
No. Now, when I gave you the remedy, I asked you not to say anything to anybody, and I want to keep it that way.
Michael, I don't understand. If other people can recover the way I...
They will recover without the remedy.
How do you know that?
You trust me, right?
Yes, of course I do.
Then keep the homemade cure our secret. That is what's best for everyone.
Michael.
I can count on you?
All right.
Good. Now, there is nothing for you to be concerned with, except feeling well enough to leave this place as soon as you possibly can.
Max, give me a chance. I'm here because I care.
Oh, sure you do. That's why you're moving to L.A. Well, what'd you do? You miss your plane to Hollywood? How are they going to survive without you?
None of that is important now.
That's something we agree on. I'm playing with my son. Thank you for coming by. Shut the door on your way out. I thought I told you to go.
And I told you that I'm concerned about you, Max. I heard on the news that this virus had spread throughout the Holden Towers. Are you okay?
I am fine. It's my guests that are suffering, and Gabrielle.
Have you heard anything about her?
No, not yet. We're going to say a little prayer for tonight, aren't we, kiddo?
You may not believe this, but I said a prayer about you.
Oh, I thought you only prayed for 3-picture deals.
Okay, fine. You can get angry. You can use me as a target if you want to. That's fine. I know you must be very worried about the hotel.
Oh, what do I have to be worried about? Just because every television news show, every newspaper headline says the Holden Towers is a pest hole. I mean, come on. What do I have to be worried about? It's just my life's work, my dream, flushing down the toilet. Showbiz, right?
Max, the future may look bleak, but I know you. I know you can resurrect your dream if you want to. Besides, look at the bright side of things. You still have WVLE, and if you put some hard work
What
into
is
that...
this pep talk for?
I really want to help.
When did Megan Gordon want to help anyone except herself? Isn't that what you're going to LA for? Make more money, sign more autographs, and all that? Why didn't I think of that? Didn't come to me. Your friend, the movie producer, changed his mind, and now you're stuck on the soap opera. What better thing to do than come to Max to catch you when you fall?
No. The producer was very anxious to meet me this weekend. I am the one that called off the audition. I told him I was undecided about moving to California.
Oh, so in case of nerves, you're afraid to take the big roll of the dice. You figured you'd stay where it's safe, where you could control the game, where you could play Max like a yo-yo.
I am not playing any game.
Lights out! You have done nothing but play games with me since I had the misfortune of meeting you. Oh, sure, it was a lot of fun in the beginning. Went along with it. We traded insults back and forth, keeping each other off balance. But that changed for me. Like a fool, I started to care about you. And even worse, I started to think you cared about me.
Max, I do.
Oh, come on. What is this? The old routine again? Push me away, pull me back. It doesn't work anymore. I need more from a woman. And you just aren't able to give it.
Why do you think I'm here? I came here to give you help, Max, to show my concern. This is useless. This really is. You say you want closeness and intimacy from a woman, and then I try and give that to you, and you don't want it. If anyone's playing games here, Max, it's you.
Vicky, darling, I know how hard this has been on you. But, you know, when we found that girl tonight, I saw a tiny glimmer of hope in your eyes.
Yes, false hope. Oh, my instinct was immediately to decide that that was the child I've been searching for. It's positively ridiculous. In the first place, she's too young.
Well, yeah, but the girl who's your daughter is still out there waiting to be found.
At what cost, huh? Clint is right. I have let this search become an obsession with me.
Darling, you're being too hard on yourself. Nobody blames you, least of all Clint, for wanting to find your child.
Oh, Renee, she's not a child anymore. She's 25 years old. She's got a life of her own. But right now, it's my life that's being compromised. I mean, you said it yourself, and you saw it tonight. I've decided that every young girl I meet who lives alone or has a slightly dubious past or bears the tiniest bit of resemblance to me is my daughter. I have to stop this. I have to let it go before it drives me right over the edge. I have to be kinder to myself. I've got to get some distance. I have to detach myself from this crusade.
Does that mean you're going to give up the search?
Yes, if keeping up the search means digging up more facts about Nikki Smith's life in New York City, yes. I have to tell you that seeing that bar where she worked and seeing that horrendous, lonely little room where she lived, those are things I don't particularly want to know.
Yeah, I know, the dark side of the moon.
The what?
Oh, that's what I called it in my old life, when all I could see was the dark side, and it felt like there'd never be light anywhere. Well, then you must have an understanding of what Nikki's life might have been like. Aloysius told me I fell in love with a man. I don't know who he was. I don't know if he was my baby's father. Baby's father could have been anybody. She could have had a relationship with anybody or any number of people. She could have sold her body in order to survive.
Vicky, darling.
Well, it happens, doesn't it? You know, I'm not as strong as you are, Renee. I thought I was, but I'm not. If I should find out that Nikki was a prostitute, I couldn't handle that. Well, darling, then that means that there is just one question left. Do you want to give up this search for Nikki's past, the search for your daughter?
My kids.
At my suggestion, Dr. Rochambeau, who is an expert, was called in to determine the source of the virus, and I'm afraid he has narrowed it down to your suite.
My suite?
Yes, it's extremely puzzling. I don't know what to think of it. In any case, Dr. Rochambeau and his men have to tear through the floor to get to the air ducts and the pipes underneath.
Tear through the floor?
Yes.
Michael, you know how much damage those workmen can do?
Yes, I know, and that's why I'm going to be there personally to make sure that the damage is minimal. And when they're finished working, I'm going to see to it that your suite is repaired and restored.
I don't care about the floors. My sketches, my design, somebody has to be there to take care of them.
I give you my word, Gabrielle. I will make sure that your property is carefully stored away before the work even begins. Now,
Well, but Michael,
no, I don't want to hear another word about leaving. You need to get some sleep. I'm going to rush right over there. I'm going to take care of everything, and I'm going to come back here and check on you in the morning. All right? Now, sleep well. I promise the worst is over with.
Dr. Rochambeau, why is all this necessary?
The source, Mr. Holden. My people and I have established that the virus originated in this suite. We must find the source of the contamination, understand how it got there, and make sure it's completely eliminated. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. Now, as you can see, we are protected from further contamination by our gear here. Since you're not wearing the proper equipment, I'm going to have to insist that you leave us to finish our
Now,
work.
wait a minute. You must have an extra suit kicking around here. As manager of the hotel,
Mr. Holden, your job is running a hotel. Mine is cleaning up biological disasters. Now, my people are about to reach the suspect pipes here. If you choose to stay, I can't take any responsibility.
All right, fine, I'll go. But I want a detailed report as soon as you're through.
Of course. Show Mr. Holden out, please. All right, boys, let's get out of these Halloween costumes so we can get down to some real work.
Boss, are you sure?
It's Parker. I've tested every inch of this room. The pipes and the air ducts are completely free of the virus. There's no danger of contamination. In case you boys need reminding, we work for Michael Grand. Now let's move it. Mr. Grand wants that time capsule found and dug up within the next 24 hours.
I know this much. I cannot continue this search alone. Well, I must admit, darling, I could see how hard it's been on you. Not just on me. The more obsessed I've become with finding one child, the more I've neglected my family. I mean, I have children at home who don't have a mother. And now I've lied to my husband. No, wait just a minute. Don't forget it was for a good cause. A lie is a lie is a lie. Our marriage has always been based on honesty and trust. And I have violated that, and that has to stop. I think I am just going to take Clint's advice and turn this whole thing over to some private investigators. They have the experience and the expertise needed to find my daughter, and they can do it without emotional entanglements. That is real sound thinking, darling. I back you 100%. Do you? Well, good. That makes me feel better. I tell you, sitting here thinking about it, making that decision, I feel an enormous sense of relief coming over me. Well, I could see it. I mean, you were looking like you were 1,000,000 miles away. No, I wasn't quite that far away.
I was just at home. I was at land fair with my children. Oh, God, I miss them so much. I can't wait to get home. I want to get up with them when they get up in the morning for breakfast. I want to send them off to school. I want to be there for all the little things.
Oh, I know, darling, I know.
And Clint, I think the worst thing I've had to do is lie to him. As soon as I get home, I'm going to tell him everything. I shall make a full confession.
Miss Devine, Mrs. Buchanan, you can go in now.
Oh, is she all right?
She needs rest and nutrition, but otherwise.
Did you find out her name?
Yes, it's Amy Hayes.
Amy Hayes. What a sweet name for such a tough little cookie. Well, nurse, lead on and we'll follow.
No, Vicky, you might want to stay here, and then you won't have to wait till you get to Landview to make your confession.
At Play School, we know kids love learning letters with Sesame Street friends, so we made the Play School Alphabet Roadway.
Big for Tom Key.
Thank you for letting me stay.
Don't thank me, thank Al. He's a sucker for a pretty face. I'm cured.
Thank you, Al.
And what do you say? He says you're welcome.
Do you want me to say I'm sorry?
I don't want you to say anything. What do you want to say?
I want to ask for your forgiveness for what happened the last time we were together.
You're really going to have to refresh my memory on that. You see, that happened so long ago.
I ruined the plans you had for our weekend together. I'm sorry about that, Max.
Oh, now what is a romantic cruise for two compared to big shot hunting?
I am an actress, and part of that is auditioning. For that, I cannot apologize.
For that, no one asked you to.
I know, it was the keeping it from you. I also didn't mention that my moving to LA might be permanent.
Yeah, you did leave out that little part, didn't you?
Max, I didn't mean to hurt you. I was really trying to tell you about the audition, but then you started talking about all these romantic plans, and I just couldn't. I wasn't deliberately cruel. I just felt torn between my career and something else.
Something?
Someone.
When are you planning on going to the coast?
I don't know. Max, I can't go back and change what's happened. And you may never be able to care about me again. But I want you to know that I came here to tell you that I care about you. And I would like to make up in any way that I can any kind of pain that I've caused you.
Well, I could sure use a lot of help trying to keep this kid amused, for one thing.
Al?
Mm-hmm.
He's in seventh heaven playing with his father.
You kidding? He's just humoring his old man, who's been too preoccupied with his hotel. Not that there's a hotel to be preoccupied with anymore.
Well, we won't let him get down, will we, Al? Huh? Your father can learn something from show business. One day you're a nobody, and the next...
You're a waitress.
No, you're supposed to say a star.
Yeah. Right. Oh, no.
What's the matter?
No, that's, Steve's got this expert chemical engineer coming by the hotel right now.
And you want to be there to supervise?
Yeah. I can't be in two places at one time. I'll just have to call Steve in the morning and check with him.
Well, I've got an idea. Why don't you go to the hotel and leave me to take care of little Al?
No, I couldn't ask you to do that.
You didn't. I'm offering.
He's a bit to handle. You sure you're up to this?
Max, please. I've had to deal with infantile producers and adolescent directors. Little Al will be a dream.
You're sure?
I said I wanted to help, didn't I?
Okay. You heard the nice lady, Al. You be good for her, okay? Let me get my coat. Where's it there? Listen, there's plenty of milk in the refrigerator. His teddy bear's upstairs in the crib, and if you need anything...
We'll be fine.
Okay. Thank you, May. And you! You don't keep her up too late, okay? Good.
Well, I thought he'd never leave us alone. So I'm kind of new at this baby stuff. Tell me, Al, what kind of games do you like to play?
Hello?
What are you doing?
It's all right, honey. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Where the hell am I?
You're in a hospital.
Hospital? Well, I remember you.
Yes. Yes, my friend and I found you in that abandoned building, and when you fainted, we brought you here.
It wasn't abandoned. It was my home.
Yes, yes, your home.
Okay, so you brought me here. What are you sticking around for?
I wanted to make sure that you were all right.
Hey, I was fine until you and your friend broke into my place and dragged me here.
Well, actually, we brought you here in an ambulance because, darling, you were in bad need of medical help.
Listen, lady, I don't need anything from anybody.
No, of course you don't. Amy, darling, how old are you?
Old enough to take care of myself, and how do you know my name?
It doesn't matter. I just see a child who's in need of help.
A child? I am nobody's child, lady, and I will not be treated like one.
All right, I understand.
I was right. You are one of them.
One of them?
What do you think I don't know? Now that you brought me back here, they're just going to put me in another foster home. It won't work. Do you hear me? I'll escape just like I do all the others.
Amy, darling, I want...
Don't call me that. You don't know me. I don't belong to you or anybody else. I am back on the streets, back on my own where I belong.
Darling, you don't have to go back there. You don't ever have to be alone again.
Don't you get it? That's what I want. I want you to get out and leave me alone. Don't hear the door slamming yet.
It's all right, darling. Don't worry. I'm going.
$100. Renee Devine, in care of Asa Buchanan, 21 River Drive, Llanview, Pennsylvania.
Darling, what are you doing here? You called the hotel, didn't you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. I never meant to.
That's all right. I'm here now. But I would like to know what you're doing here.
Well, I'm fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with me or Renee. We're here at the hospital because we found this young girl in an abandoned building in Greenwich Village.
Young girl?
Yeah. Why don't you sit down with me and let me try and explain all this to you? Oh, darling, I'm sorry. I have no excuses. I lied to you. I did not come to New York for any press conference association.
You came to find your daughter.
I hate myself for deceiving you.
That's the least of what troubles me, Becky. My main concern is what this is doing to you.
I know. I know I should never have come here alone. And I'm so grateful to Renee for following me to bring me home. I just wish she'd come a little sooner because once again I came up with a big fat zero. Just a lot of pain and disappointment.
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but this was bound to happen.
I know.
And if you keep this up, there's no telling how much harm this is going to do to you, to us,
to our family.
I know.
Yeah, I know. You've said that before.
Darling, this time I mean it. This time we're going to play it your way. We're going to turn this whole case over to the private investigators.
You mean that? You'll give up the search?
As of right now, all I want to do is go home to Landfair. Tonight, if we can. I want to go to sleep in our bed in my husband's arms, and I want to wake up to see our children. I want to go home. I just want to go home.
If this is your idea of a hot breakfast, think about this. In the time it takes to make coffee, you can make hot.
Should have a big breakfast this morning.
What are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm putting some makeup on. Women usually like to wear some before they go to work.
Yes, but the doctor wants you to stay here. You have to be under observation for a while. Have you forgotten that you were at death's door last night, Gabrielle?
Well, the only door that I care to remember is the one I'm going to walk through in a few minutes.
Yeah, but you can't. You gotta stay. Doctor's orders. Sorry.
You have to follow orders. I don't.
You have to be discharged. Larry has to come in here and
I'm sure that Larry is a big boy and he can handle those papers all by himself after I'm gone. But Brenda, I really do appreciate your concern, and I'll show you just how much. By thanking you, why don't you take my reconstituted eggs, put them into a doggy bag, and then take them home to you and Steve?
Sweetheart, I missed you, and I missed you, my sweetie pie, and I missed your sister.
Well, Jessica's getting her beauty bath, but Kim said she'll bring her down as soon as she gets dried off.
Where were you anyway, Mom?
Fellas, I told you that Mommy went to New York for meeting.
But I'm home now, and I don't have any more meetings. After all, we can't possibly have Halloween around here without me to see that everything goes all right, right?
Mm-hmm. My costume. You're fixing it.
You bet I am. You know, one of the things Daddy said to me on the telephone was how worried you were about your dinosaur costume.
When I tried it on, Kevin said I looked like a fat lizard. Well, he did.
Oh, Kevin! That's only your opinion. Anyway, with the help of a few stitches, you are now going to be a first-class stegosaurus, understand? Good boy.
Looks great. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, darling. It was my pleasure. You will never know what a pleasure it was.
Ooh. But, Mom, the costume's only part of it.
I know. We got an awful lot to do before Halloween and very little time to do it in. We got to make the candied apples. We got to do the decorating.
And the freaky music, right?
What freaky music?
Oh, come on, Mom. You know, that's scary stuff we tape and play to freak out the trick-or-treaters when they come to the door.
Yeah, it's my favorite part. Mine too.
Yours too, huh? Well, then we'll give it top priority. I don't have any more lectures, conferences, or meetings. I'm going to concentrate all my energy on this group right here.
Honest farmy had a pig. E-I-E-I-O, with an oink oink here, and oink oink there. Oh my God. Where did I put the baby? Okay, he's sleeping. He's okay. The father arrives. About time. Oh, no, I can't let him see this place like this. He's gonna think I don't know how to take care of a kid. Okay, maybe I don't, but he doesn't have to know that. Fine, just clean it up. Everything will just be perfect. He won't even notice the difference. Hi!
I wish there was something the family could watch together.
There is.
Who's that? Your fairy godmother. Watch.
For a limited time, you can buy Walt Disney's Cinderella on video cassette. And to celebrate, Crest Toothpaste is having a special offer.
Remember these little guys? Shocking.
What is so funny?
I can't.
Okay, all right. So maybe this place is a little bit of a mess, but I mean, you know, children have to be free to express themselves.
Express.
That's right. I read it in a magazine that the children are very repressed these days and that they need more freedom to discover themselves. You know, and if it means making a little bit of a mess or noise, well, that's fine.
I agree completely. I think that's great. You still have a little bit of child in you, too.
Would you please wipe that grin off your face and tell me what you find so amusing?
I tell you what, it's a much better idea if I show you and tell you. I think you should find out what personal freedom and self-expression are really all about.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
I think that's a good form of expression myself.
Oh, I look horrible. I look like a nightmare.
I think you're like one of the great clowns in the circus. One of the dirtiest clowns in the circus. What is this? Strained carrots?
Oh, I'm a disaster area. No, I don't need a bath. I need to be hosed down in the garage.
I'd be more than happy to oblige this way.
What, you think this is funny?
No, I don't think this is...
You know, I have to be at a rehearsal at the studio in less than an hour.
You know, I wish I could see Randy's face when his star makes her entrance.
Oh, looking like this, I'd be the laughing stock of Fraternity Row. No, I take that back. Of all daytime television.
Okay. Tell you what, maybe... Oh, goodbye handkerchief. Maybe a little touch-up.
No, don't make it worse. I know I must look like some kind of demented clown that wears more food than she eats. Why did I ever do this?
Listen, maybe you better finish this. I'll go start the shower for you.
No, Max, wait. I have a little time. Tell me about the hotel. Did you have to work all night?
Yeah, it's nothing on... Okay. I would say, not as hard as you. But yeah, Steve and I spent the whole night trying to figure out ways to save the business.
Well, I mean, that's encouraging. Last night, I mean, you were ready to give up hope.
Yeah, but that was before this chemical expert, Rochambeau. This guy and his crew came in to detox the hotel. They said that the whole place is completely decontaminated now, except for Gabrielle's showroom, and they figure on having that place worked out by this afternoon.
Well, that's great. You'll be back in business in no time.
Yeah, let's hope. Tell me about you and Al. The piece of cake, huh?
Yeah, a piece of cake, a piece of pudding, strained carrots, you name it, I'm wearing it.
Well, you still got your sense of humor. I was starting to wonder there for a minute.
Let me tell you, your kid knows an inexperienced target when he sees one. He put me through my paces and then some.
But you're still smiling.
I woke up sore, tired, and in love. With your son, Mr. Holden.
All of this delicious-looking food makes me remember that we have to have our house properly haunted for Halloween. In other words, we must conjure up the ghostly remains of Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Cooper? You know, the guy Mom and Dad always make up. He's got grapes for eyes, spaghetti for brains, and gelatine for intestines.
All right. It's, you guys are gonna be late for school. Come on.
Because have a good day, okay? Lunchboxes, book bags are right out there on the chair. And after homework tonight, we will start the work on Mr. Cooper and his ghostly crew, okay?
Okay, you fellas have fun. Let me know how you do on that math test, Kev.
Okay.
You helped Kevin with his math homework?
Yep.
You hate math.
Yep.
He always comes to me for math.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't here, was I?
Well, you're here now, and that's all that counts.
And I'm not gonna go away. I'm gonna be here for homework and Halloween and every other occasion that I can think of, big or small.
All right.
In fact, about the nicest thing I can think of right now is finish my coffee with my husband.
Well, you know the best part of it for me?
What's that?
Is nobody had to force you. You decided to give up the search for your daughter all on your own.
Darling, I haven't given up the search entirely, you know. I mean, I've given it up as a personal mission, but I fully intend to pay someone else to search for me. In fact, as soon as I finish my coffee, I think I'll get on the phone and call some private investigators.
Oh, no, you're not.
What do you mean?
I already called a professional. John Russell is the best. And he's at work right now tracking down leads. You do approve, don't you?
You know, darling, sometimes I wonder what on earth I would ever do without you.
Well, much as I like you kissing me, you better hold off on your praise. You might not be so approving when you find out what else I did in your absence.
Something to do with finding my daughter?
No, something that has to do with Ace's Halloween party. I went ahead and selected our outfits. And if I say so myself, I believe they are the perfect costumes.
That's absolutely wonderful. And I'll bet you anything I know exactly what you picked.
Oh, really? You do you?
Yep. Something ultra-romantic for me. I'll bet you picked me out something like a ballerina or a princess costume, and you, sir, are going to be a swashbuckling pirate or a knight in shining armor, right?
Close, but no cigar. Then again, here's a cigar.
What is that for?
Patience, my little kumquat. Who never met a man that she didn't like?
Oh, Mae West! And your W.C. Fields? Oh!
Yes. A dazzling raiment to complement your euphonious figure and delight the peregrinations of every male at the ball.
Yes, well, as I always say, it's better to be looked over than overlooked.
Can't they dig any faster?
Mr. Grant, they've been working nonstop since last night. If I push them any harder...
Mr. Rochambeau, we hit something.
Take a look, Mr. Grant. I think we finally found what you're after.
Time capsule.
All right, pull it out of it.
No. Dig all around it first. Then bring it out carefully. Very, very carefully.
Ever wonder what we intelligent, independent, adventurous types drink? Celestial Seasonings herb tea. Even the box is special. And when you open it, oh, ever walk into a tea shop? They call this one Lemon Zinger. And they mean it. Celestial Seasonings taste richer. They put in more fruit and herbs. No, I haven't actually counted them. Oh, you won't have to either.
Celestial Seasonings. Herb teas. More tastefully done.
How's a little cowpoke?
Out like a light?
Who would have thunk it?
Thunk it?
Megan Gordon. Missing someone.
Well, thank you.
I meant your son.
Ooh, that hurts. Within less than 24 hours, he's already stolen your heart.
It's your fault, Max. You're the one that left me with him last night. You know how these things go.
Serves me right.
Well, I did miss his father. A little.
Well, his father missed you. A little. Here, I'll share.
You understand why I have to make this move, don't you, Max? At first, I was just going to California to please my father, but now, well, I realized that it's the best thing for me to do,
Megan,
career-wise.
You've never made it a secret how you feel about your career. It always comes first, always will.
Well, it's timing, you know, everything's timing. I'm hot right now, and it's the best time to go to Hollywood, where they need you more than you do.
Listen, you don't have to defend your decision to me.
Maybe I'm trying to defend it to myself. I don't know. Sometimes I think I just put my career in front of everything else because I'm afraid to...
Afraid of what? Megan, everybody is afraid of something. Me, I'm afraid of bankruptcy. No, it's true. When I was back in Texas, I made a vow like Scarlett O'Hara. I was never gonna be poor. What kind of vow do you make yourself? Never to get too close to someone?
Well, I really probably should get back to the studio. That is, if I can find enough energy.
Oh, don't you start that too. No, start yawning will never stop. Oh, I gotta get out of the babysitter so I can go back to the hotel and check on the virus busters.
Oh, maybe I'll just lie down here with this rabbit for a while. Take a little break, gather some energy.
Hell. Maybe a few minutes won't hurt. Lift your head. Here. It's all yours.
So, my little chickadee, may I kiss your symmetrical digits?
Sure. Go ahead, big boy.
Oh.
Honey, do you think I should call John Russell?
No. John Russell will call us when he comes up with something. In the meantime, I would like you to concentrate on the home front. That's the banner, the kids, and the man in your life.
It's not the men in my life that count. It's the life in my men.
Godfrey Daniels, woman, you're incorrigible.
Good women are no fun. In fact, the only good woman I can recall is Betsy Ross. And all she ever made was a flag.
No, be careful. I said be careful. Easy, right over here. Set it down. Go easy. All right. You guys take a break. There's some food and drink in my office. Well, shall I open it, or would you like to do the honors? What do you think? All right, these are the latches, right? After all these years, all the pains I have taken. Just as I thought. Magazines, newspapers, photos, memorabilia. All of 1963, I bet. Yeah.
There's something written on the envelope.
Yeah. My apology to my daughter, Victoria, and the world. Victor Lord. Come on.